So, this is the first time I'm recording a video in English, so welcome to you all, coming from Twitter or other places that follow me and my stuff that I usually cover. A little bit of an introduction. Uh, I've had this channel for over a year now, but so far uh, I've only spoken in Polish because I wasn't really confident, but well, now I got, I think, significantly better. And while this channel won't be anything advanced, at least for some time, we'll see how it goes, how you like what I record. And regarding things I'm going to record, it's the usual stuff that you could see on Twitter. Terrorism, and things that are connected to terrorism. You know that I mainly cover Sunni jihadism, and that also the parts of Sunni jihadism that are well uh, that space filled by the Islamic State or Al Qaeda, and the emphasis is on these two groups and the affiliates that operate in different parts of the world. And certainly the focus of the last few years has been West Africa, and I'm not going to lie, West Africa, the Sahel, plus Nigeria and the countries in the vicinity of the Gulf of Guinea, so Ghana, Togo, Benin, and other countries. Of course, if they are affected by terrorism, and they are affected by terrorism mainly by the Al Qaeda affiliated JNIM, so there will always be some kind of commentary regarding that. How this group operate, what the state's response uh, uh, is to combat terrorism, international relations, how are affected by these things. Well, for example, we see a mini comeback of the United States to the Sahel, to Mali and Niger, to aid in combat against Al Qaeda, and uh, American administration mulling over an actual intervention in Mali. Well, I think rumors, at least thoughts, that this is going to be minimal, but this is also what we are going to cover here. And also, terrorism, like the latest Berlin attack, that is heavily connected to the Islamic State, even though the group has its really claim, and it's probably not going to be, which is something I already explained on my Twitter and also in various articles, for example, for France.com, where I mainly write these days, but I want to expand my portfolio. So if there are people interested in my recent articles, you can see for yourself on Jamestown or Hudson, where together with Lucas Weber, I wrote about internet in internationalization of the Islamic State, Sahel, so that Sahelian wing of the Islamic State that is slowly joining other Islamic State affiliates in that one global network, and it's very likely that it is already trying to conduct operations in Europe, because it is certainly conducting operations in Morocco. And this is something that I extensively cover. So if you are interested, look at the latest Hudson. Well, you can simply type my name and surname, and you will have the results. So this is the introduction to this channel. As I said, more of a commentary. Also, some interesting things that affect us in different places where terror reigns supreme. For example, Yemen, Somalia, where there are certainly important events ongoing, the resumption of war between the Houthis and the coalition supported mainly by Saudi Arabia and to the lesser extent the United Arab Emirates, which is currently engaging in some kind of Cold War against Saudi Arabia. And just a few months ago, at the beginning of this year, the United Arab Emirates were forced out of most of UN recognized government held positions in Yemen at their expense. The Saudis clearly won. So these things will be extensively covered. Things in Syria, well, for now there is some kind of peace. How it is going for Syria after the fall of Assad, Lebanon, Iraq with its militias and corruption problems, and from time to time also Durant line events. So Afghanistan, Pakistan, the brutal regime of the Talibs, which is engaging in de facto apartheid of women, and multiple wars in Pakistan, not only against the jihadists, for example, the sister organization of the Afghan Taliban, Pakistani Taliban, has also different similar outfits alongside the Islamic State that is assassinating important people connected to the Taliban or to the government. And Baloch nationalists, this is a very interesting section of that war and how it affects, for example, China and the region at large. Well, if something, well, some of you know that I used to cover the Philippines and Southeast Asia, so Indonesia, Malaysia, Australia. Well, it's a standalone continent, but it's certainly nearby Indonesia. So it's also covered if there is something Islamist, like last December, the shooting, the massacre of Jews at Bondi Beach in Sydney, which is connected to the Islamic State, and what will be revealed. This is something that will be covered in this channel. Also, if you want me to cover something, just type. I'm usually open to suggestions. People these days want me to say more on the Tuaregs and what it looks like regarding their struggle for their own state. Azawad, that is the subject of discussions in North Mali. How the alliance with the Al Qaeda affiliated JNIM came to be and will it hold? Because, well, the same leaders of FLA, so the mostly Tuareg coalition allied to JNIM, the leaders of both groups also were the leaders back when the first jihadi war in Mali happened. So over a decade ago, 2012 and 2013, when the French military conducted Operation Serval, then Barkhane, to stabilize Mali and ousted jihadists from central and north Mali. These were the same leaders, and back then Al Qaeda stopped that work in the back. So I would certainly cover that and say my opinions. Well, now I am waiting. This is a very short video of introduction, so there won't be any analysis today, but I'm aiming to do that on Thursday, so in 2 days, because I'm waiting. Well, I've just relocated to a new small but very fancy flat. I have finally escaped that whole. Some of you on Twitter knew my circumstances, how poor they were, but now it has improved quite a bit, and I have hope for me living here. So I'm waiting for internet provider to launch internet on Thursday. This is my first in over a decade proper internet, so I have hopes for that also. So if you're interested, just comment on in whatever place on my YouTube channel or under some posts on Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm planning to do some short thread on the Sahel later today on Tuesday or tomorrow on Wednesday because well it's been some time and the people certainly would like summary of what is going on in the Sahel and especially Mali, where Russia is fighting for survival of the Malian regime, of the allied Malian regime, and Mali regime is currently on a great adventure to restore relations around it because it significantly botched those relations with basically everyone because of its conduct and the brutality of mercenary and soldiers of Russia invited for the first time almost 5 years ago. And well, if there is something that Russians improved is how brutal everything has gone since then. So this is the introduction of my channel. If you'd like to support me different ways, welcome. Thank you for your support and well, I hope we see each other on Thursday with my first proper commentary at the time. So, see you soon.